Hello Internet, and welcome to another video of Watch Barry try and find a team to use in time for Nationals. So this team, I'm sure you sort of recognise a few of the Pokemon in here, Liepard, Breloom, Terrakion. It's a modified version of the Liepard Breloom team, obviously. It came about through talks with my very good friend Ben, as to how I could maybe change the team around, and basically we thought, well, we can't change the team in a small way. If anything changes, then it's got to be quite a big change, and so 3 of the Pokemon here have actually changed. The obvious alternative Steel Mega Pokemon is Metagross, isn't it, instead of Scizor. So this is with Metagross on the team, and the team basically accommodating the Metagross on there. There are lots of reasons why I don't like Metagross just in place of Scizor in the original team. One of the reasons is because there's redundant sort of sidekick coverage slash, typing on the team. So this version has got Suicune in place of Cresselia for the Icy Wind support, etc. And instead of Thunderous, which I think Thunderous might be the weakest link on the original version, we've got Rotom Heat. Now, using Mega Metagross, that means you really need to check Aegislash a bit more, and things that can basically just wall Metagross. And there's quite a lot of things. I'm not the biggest fan of Metagross. I'm not the biggest fan of this team, but I'm going to go into this with my, hopefully, mind open, and, play some games, and we'll see how it does. Again, like the video yesterday, I was complaining about the lack of Taunt on the team. We don't have Taunt on this team. Taunt could go on Liepard, but I just don't like Taunt on Liepard, honestly. But let's just jump into some games and let's see how we do. It plays completely differently. I'm not a fan of Mega Metagross, really, but like I said, I'm going to try and go into this with an open mind and see how we do. And straight away, we've got a Smeargle here, so maybe I'm going to be wishing that I had my Thunderous. Look how good Thunderous would be here. Thunderous is fantastic against Togekiss and, taunt the Smeargle. Paralyze a Mega Metagross there. Taunt the Togekiss as well. Bloomin' heck. Where's my Thunderous gone? But, alas, there is no Thunderous. Metagross is okay here too. It's only really got to fear the Hydreigon and, in some ways, the Swampert. So he doesn't have any kind of fake out on his team, so I'm just going to go straight with Terrakion and Metagross. He can't, follow me Rock Slides away or whatever with the Togekiss. So yeah, we'll go with those 2 for now. We'll see how it turns out. I think what else? I think see, this is how it all sort of falls apart when I'm using something completely different. I think I definitely want Breloom for the Swampert and the Terrakion as well, and then obviously the Mach-Punch on the Hydreigon. I think, I kind of want to use one of these new Pokemon, Suicune or Rotom. I think I'm going to go with Rotom. So let's just throw these out and see how we, see how it pans out. Okay, so we've got Smeargle, which is slightly annoying, but Terrakion has got Lumberry, and Metagross has got Substitute. So I'm just going to go for a Rock Slide, Mega Evolve, and Substitute here. Or actually, no, because Smeargle will be faster than Metagross on this first turn. So I am going to Rock Slide. But the problem is, if I just go for a Protect here in the Mega Evolve, here's Togekiss go for a Tailwind. So, I'm just going to... If Metagross goes to sleep, then it goes to sleep. Then it can potentially wake up next turn, and I'm not in too much of a... I don't think I would be in too much of a bad situation. Oh, it's actually got Fake Out. So, and what we can do with Togekiss... Oh, well, there's a Tailwind. So, it's actually a good thing that I didn't protect with Metagross on that turn. This is another thing that I don't like about Metagross. It's really painfully obvious that on the first turn there's a good chance it's just going to go for a Protect and the Mega Evolution. And I suppose this, this game, this turn 1, is a good example of, I suppose, how that information can actually work into your favour, because he predicted the Protect on Metagross and allowed me basically to get a free Substitute, which is fantastic. So I'm actually just going to go for a Protect on Terrakion here and just get an Iron Head onto Togekiss. Neither of these can threaten Metagross, unless the Togekiss has got Flamethrower, and even if it has, it's not going to do too much damage. Again, I don't have too much experience with Mega Metagross, but I'm expecting this Iron Head to do about 80% or something. Or we can just switch this Terrakion in and let it get knocked out. So I'm fine with that. Interesting to see beat up on Smeargle. I quite like that. But I guess he was expecting me just not to Iron Head his Togekiss there. So that was a risky play on his behalf. You know, he might just forfeit here. Who knows? I mean, he has got Tailwind up. So if I didn't just Iron Head that slot, I could have been in a bit of a sticky situation. But maybe not. I don't know. I think Metagross is really good against his team with the Terrakion support here. But it's going well. I suppose, you know, at the beginning I did say that I didn't really like this version of the team. But I guess, you know, and that I would try and approach it with an open mind, etc. But, you know, maybe it's just because it's something different and I'm just so not used to using something that is not the original version of this team. So, you know, maybe I shouldn't be so skeptical of it. You know, I think I'm just going to go for a double target on this Smeargle this turn. The Metagross might, I don't think it will protect, but it might protect. But I just want to basically start, you know, getting rid of this Smeargle because, okay, ooh, ouch. Well, okay. Well, that's not good, because I was going to say, because I've got Rotom Heat in the back, and obviously that threatens the Metagross, but we've got 3 Mega Metagrosses on the field now. I did kind of forget about Tailwind there, because that allowed him to just outspeed Terrakion. I did protect with Terrakion that turn, and Breloom wouldn't have appreciated a Zen Headbutt, neither would Rotom Heat, so even if I did sort of remember that, maybe it would have been better just to let Terrakion go down there. But now what are we going to do? See, I want to put Rotom in, but he can just really double target that and knock it out, so I'm really not in a very good position. Does his Metagross have Substitute as well? I mean, you would expect it to. So this is not good for me. His last Pokemon was the Togekiss. Now Rotom and Metagross do handle that quite nicely. So I'm going to put Breloom out actually. And this is pretty tricky now. He has got one more turn of Tailwind, but he could just go for a double substitute. So I'm just going to go for a Mach Punch and an Iron Head on his Smeargle, Metagross. Never had a game like this before with 3 Mega Metagross on the field. So, let's see how it turns out. I'm targeting the Smeargle Metagross because it won't have as much HP as the actual Metagross. Substitute. Oh, Iron Head. Okay, so he doesn't substitute with my Metagross. Okay. Now, obviously, I threatened the Smeargle with a Mach Punch, but he could equally just switch that out for Togekiss. He could protect it as well, so I'm actually just going to protect with my Breloom and go for an Iron Head onto Smeargle. If he stays in with the Smeargle, then it's going to get knocked out. If he switches it out expecting a Mach Punch, then it's going to do a lot of damage, you know, that 80% that I was guessing onto the... Oh, and he does switch it out onto the Togekiss. So, yeah, that worked out quite nicely. Okay, my estimate was pretty accurate, I guess. 90%. Yeah, that worked out nicely. But now his... Well, I was going to say his Togekiss is free to get a Tailwind up, but obviously I do threaten it with an Iron Head. Yeah, I don't think I've got too much to worry about with the Smeargle in the back, because Metagross does still outspeed it. So it doesn't really bother me too much if Breloom goes down here. I just don't... I mean, he has been going for Iron Heads here, but I don't want him to switch up, go for a Zen Headbutt, and actually do a lot of damage to this Rotom, because this Rotom isn't very defensive. I don't think Mach Punch will knock this substitute out, but I'm just going to, you know, go for it, because I am expecting Breloom to go down. Okay, he protects with... yeah, so it doesn't take the substitute out. He protects with the Togekiss there, which is fair enough. And he does switch up. He does go for that Zen Headbutt. He didn't know that Rotom was my last Pokemon here, but he switched up, expecting a potential switch. Again, I am going to get a knockout here. I mean, this might just end up Metagross versus Metagross, which is obviously not very pleasant. How much does a Zen Headbutt do to my Rotom? How much do you think? Because this Rotom has hardly got anything in the defenses. It's just pretty offensive with Life Orb. So, I don't know, I'm just going to protect and go for an Iron Head onto Togekiss. And I'm going to turn the timer off so I don't time myself out. Yeah, follow me. That's fair enough. And Zen Headbutt onto Rotom. Yeah, okay. So this is Metagross versus Metagross now. His Smeargle did show Fake Out, didn't it? So yeah. So he might Fake Out and Zen Headbutt the Rotom here. So it is tempting to go for a double protect, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt on the Metagross and an Iron Head onto Smeargle. I don't think he'll let his Smeargle go down this turn. I think, okay, maybe he will. So that's that. He's going to get a Zen Headbutt onto Rotom. He's going to do a lot of damage though. Oh, it knocks it out with a critical hit. I think it would have. Well, I'm pretty sure it would have survived it otherwise. So that's unfortunate. And now we are in the sticky situation of Metagross versus Metagross. So although I felt like I have been, pretty much in control this whole game. Yeah, let's play the Protect game. This is going to be a boring end of this game now. Although I felt like I was in control most of this game, that one critical hit on the end, I mean, I'm pretty sure it didn't matter. That one critical hit has basically turned this into a one-on-one Metagross on Metagross war that I didn't want. I'm going for a Zen Headbutt here because he might protect, but that substitute has already taken Mach Punch damage, so a Zen Headbutt should knock it out. Obviously Iron Head is half damage and Zen Headbutt is quarter damage. So yeah, this is going to be fun, isn't it? He's probably going to protect, or he's probably just going to go for a substitute. Actually, I'm just going to go for an Iron Head. But hopefully, this won't take too long. Be nice to get some flinches as well. Okay, so he has gone for a substitute. Okay, so 2 Iron Heads will knock it out, which means it'll be like 3 or 4 Zen Headbutts actually that'll knock it out. So let's just go for this then. Iron Head. Iron Head. And actually, looking at that damage, you're going to take... Well, I was just thinking if it is worth it to go for a substitute or not. And I suppose it is, because 2... Yeah, it is. It is worth it to go for a substitute. It also prevents any flinches as well. So, yeah, what a fun game this is. But, stick with me. We'll get into another game straight after this as well. My Metagross is going first every turn. So, maybe this isn't actually a speed tie. So, I'm just going to Iron Head. If I flinch him, then I've won here and, here and now. But he doesn't. Yeah, I'm going first every time. This Metagross is max speed. But, thankfully we win that out. But wow, that was frustrating at the end. That critical hit on the Rotom just wasted all of our time. But okay, so we've got a Ditto. Okay. Interesting. I mean, this team, it's colourful, I suppose, which is one thing that I do still like. It does look a bit more solid, a bit bulkier, I suppose, than the version with Thundurus and Cresselia. I don't know. I'm making my mind up. like Ben did play. There was like a little UK versus Singapore friendly at this last weekend, and Ben used a team. Well, he used this team, but he had Milotic instead of Suicune. I didn't see the game, but I don't. Unfortunately, I don't think it's been backed up anywhere. But he won his games 2-0, so maybe there is some mileage in this team. But Garchomp's one of them things that it's actually sort of coming around a bit more now, which is bizarre. Good old Garchomp. I'd rather play a Garchomp over a Landorus Theron any day, to be honest. But anyway, Terrakion is fantastic here. Maybe I'm going to take Suicune here. Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to go for a Tailwind with his Talonflame, though, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to go with Suicune and Terrakion. And I think Brilliant would be nice. And I think, Ice Punch would be nice on Metagross here as well, actually. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Metagross, just because when it's Mega Evolved, it does outspeed and can 2-hit KO Garchomp. So hopefully we're not going to lag too much here. Interesting. The team yesterday, with the Gyarados, the Mega Gyarados team, I'm not sure what to think about that. Oh, he hasn't even led with the Talonflame here, which is okay for me. I'm going to go, as you can see, I've gone with the Calm Mind again, just to try and replicate my my Cresselia as much as I can. But I'm going to go for an Icy Wind here, and he might withdraw the Kangaskhan to Talonflame and go for an Earthquake. So I'm going to protect. If he just uses Fake Out on the Suicune here, then that could be bad. But I'm not sure if he would do that to just, basically allow me to get a knockout onto Kangaskhan here. But I do find it interesting that, Suicune is pretty popular now. Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I was expecting. And, not even, okay, no Fake Out at all. Yeah, most people using Suicune seem to have Tailwind on it, but I really like Icy Wind, honestly, I do like Icy Wind. So, we've got Ditto and these two, and the question is he, has he got his Bisharp or has he got the Talonflame in the back? Both of them are kind of good and weak to my team in sort of equal measures, I guess. But I suppose the obvious move is to just close combat the Kangaskhan. Maybe because it didn't Fake Out, it might have Protect. So I'm a little bit wary about that. So I'm actually just going to go for a Calm Mind. And I'm expecting a Scald onto Terrakion. How important is Terrakion in this matchup? Fairly to knock out this Kangaskhan. But like I just said, he might even have Protect, because it didn't go for the Fake Out. I'm actually going to bring Brillium in. Hopefully I don't get burnt. Yeah, nice. So, yeah, nice. Nice. As I expected, he didn't leave his Kangaskhan in there. And I don't get burnt. That's fantastic. I can go for another Icy Wind now. And he might even... Well, will a Dragon Claw knock Brillium out? I'm not sure. I don't think it will. If it's Life Orb, then it will. But if he does target the Brillium, then he's getting an Icy Wind in the face. So I'm just going to go for a Spore onto the Ditto here. Obviously, Rock Slide was the first thing that jumped into my mind because... Oh, he protects. That's good. Because flinches are annoying. But this is... I don't know. This is, turning out pretty well, actually. I'm really liking this Suicune in this game. Going to go for another Icy Wind and just a Bullet Seed this turn. Okay, Garchomp goes out. Oh, so it's Talonflame. But Brillium does its job. It knocks out that Ditto. That's nice. Yeah, Icy Wind. That did a lot of damage. Wow. And the Scald, well, obviously a Scald will knock out Talonflame from here. So we've got Garchomp and we've got Kangaskhan in the back. So, I'm feeling pretty good about this now. Suicune don't tend to carry Protect, and he might not expect Protect on this because I've shown Calm Mind. So I'm going to go for a Protect here because I think he has to target this Suicune. He has to start knocking it out. He has to start doing some damage to it. So I'm going to Protect with the Suicune, and maybe, I don't know, I can't see him going for a Tailwind with Talonflame. I don't really have to Mach Punch the Kangaskhan because it's already in close combat range. So I'm going to go for a Spore onto Talonflame here, which might seem a bit odd, but that's what I'm going to do. Okay, yeah, so there's the target. Yeah, nice one. So there's a double target onto the Suicune, like I thought he might do. And now I can go for, yeah, just an Icy Wind again, and Mach Punch onto the Kangaskhan. Yeah, nice. He says lol in the chat, probably because it's something unconventional, and yeah, nice. And here's the Icy Wind coming off onto the incoming Garchomp. Because it's something unconventional and has caught him off guard. But that's my style. I love playing stuff that's unconventional and different. And basically I've won this game now, so I'm just going to bring Terrakion in and go for a very safe Scald onto Garchomp and a very safe close combat onto Kangaskhan. So I like that Suicune did all this work here. Yeah, Suicune. Maybe I could get used to using Suicune. Has anyone got a good Suicune they can trade me? Yeah. I'm coming around to this team. I'm coming around to it. We'll get into one more game. Maybe we'll lose the last game like we did yesterday. But yeah, it's been going well so far, I suppose. So he's just, I mean, he's gone for the Sucker Punch there, just to, well, I mean, he knows he's lost the game, but maybe it's in Brave Bird's range if it is banded. But the Talonflame's asleep now. Well, especially it is now when it's at -1, but you know the game's over. So yeah, another satisfying win actually. I'm really glad that Suicune did some work here, because Suicune was the one that I was a little bit sort of iffy about. Calm Mind Suicune has always secretly been one of my like Pokemon that I just wish I could use, but I've just never got around to it. Oh wow! So it is asleep, but it has got a sleep talk, which is quite funny. But yeah, that's that one. And we are 22 minutes, so let's try and you know, rattle through this game a little bit quicker. Okay, so we've got much more of a standard looking team here, so this is the kind of stuff that I would like to be playing against. Now he has got Aegislash 2, so I've got to take my Rotom. I don't have my Cresselia anymore, which was my go-to thing whenever I saw a Conkeldurr. So I think I've got to take Metagross here too. So Rotom and Metagross. Maybe, I mean, I do kind of want something to cover the Landorus as well. And the Thundurus could potentially be a problem also. I'm actually going to go with, what am I going to do? I'm going to go with Rotom and Metagross, and I'm going to go with Suicune again in the back, seeing as it did so well for me, and I'm going to have Breloom in the back as well. So let's do this. Okay, I don't like how threatening this Hydreigon is here. Terrakion would have been fantastic here. This is, I suppose, inexperience of using this team, because when you are really comfortable with a team, you know what your opponent will pick against you. So you know, maybe it needs a little bit more time for me to get used to this if I'm, you know, going to decide to go with it and play some more games. But is he going to Dark Pulse? Is he going to Draco Meteor the Rotom? That's the question. Because if it specs and it, well, I don't, yeah, I mean, even Life Orb I think will knock this Rotom out. So really not in a great position here. But although I hate doing it, I'm just going to actually go for a double Protect. Just because if the Hydreigon is choice locked in some way, I'm going to scout out what it's doing. Taunt, okay. And Dark Pulse. If I had to guess anything there, I would have thought he would just Draco Meteor the Rotom, because the Protect is pretty obvious on Metagross. Now I think he'll probably start going for Thunder Waves onto Metagross. But I'm going to go for an Overheat onto Thundurus. I do want to just get rid of this Thundurus. How important is Metagross in this game? It is pretty important. So I think Breloom is the most expendable here. Breloom will probably get paralyzed here. Okay, so he protects with the Hydreigon. Yeah, so Breloom's getting paralyzed. And my Overheat misses Thundurus. That's really unfortunate. Judging by it having Taunt and Thunder Wave, the Thundurus probably is a slightly more bulky one, so I don't think it would have knocked it out, but it would have done a lot of nice damage to it. Now, I'm just going to protect with Rotom again, and he's probably going to Taunt the Breloom and Draco Meteor the Rotom. I'm just going to Mach Punch the Hydreigon just to try and get a little bit more, well, a bit of damage onto it, basically, because this Hydreigon is a problem. But yeah, there's a Taunt. And a Mach Punch, nice. It is, yeah, exactly as I said. The Hydreigon is in Iron Head range now from Metagross, but the Thundurus sitting there, being able to basically just Thunder Wave, paralyze my Metagross is a big problem. So, as long as I don't get paralyzed, I threaten the Hydreigon with a Mach Punch, and the Thundurus can't really do too much to Rotom, so I'm gonna Thunderbolt the Thundurus this time, and I'm gonna hope I don't get paralyzed. The Hydreigon will probably protect or switch to Aegislash or something here. Yeah, it does, so that he can start chipping away at Breloom. Yeah. I should have. Ooh, that's really bulky. I should have gone for the Thunderbolt the first turn instead of the Overheat, really, shouldn't I? Looking at that, but Thunderbolt did half. Overheat, it's 40 more. So, will an Overheat... I'm not sure an Overheat will knock that out. No, it won't. I would need... maybe it would, actually. I don't know. It would be close. I think Overheat will only just miss the... miss the knockout onto the Thundurus. But I'm going to actually go for an Overheat onto Hydreigon and a Mach Punch onto Hydreigon, because he might switch the Hydreigon out into Aegislash. He might switch it out into Metagross. Okay, he brings the Conkeldurr in. That does a nice chunk of damage to it. Breloom's gone. And Overheat misses the Conkeldurr again. Ah, this is painful now. Oh, this Rotom's not doing well for me. It's all those times that I've said to someone, I don't like Rotom. It's not a very good Pokemon. I'm going to bring Metagross in, and unless, like, maybe that was a low roll with the Thunderbolt, maybe I can get a slightly higher roll, because I'm working out, Thunderbolt did basically half damage. Now, because there's a Citrus Berry there, I need it to do 75% instead of 50%, which is an extra half on Thunderbolt. Now, half of 90 is 45, so add 45 on is 135. Overheat isn't quite 135, so that's why I don't think it'll knock it out. But maybe with a slightly higher roll it might do. This is where maths is, quite interesting, really. You need to be good at maths to get some good calculations going in your head. This Overheat. No, Rotom, what are you doing? Oh, this is just I can't believe this. This has just gone terribly. Okay, so I'm going to Overheat the Thundurus again, and I think I'm bound to basically this Metagross getting paralyzed now. Maybe he will try and overpredict and not go for a Thunder Wave, but I really should just go for a Thunder Wave. But I think through all of these Overheat misses, 3 Overheat misses, I think I've lost this game. Mach Punch does actually knock the Rotom out there, but because he's got the Hydreigon, I think I've lost this game now. As well, we haven't seen if he's got Aegislash. If he's got Aegislash in the back, then I mean, Suicune might be able to grind it out, but I don't know. Now, I could go for an Icy Wind. I don't think an Icy Wind will knock the Hydreigon out, though. Let me see. I'll do sort of about 80 sort of base power. 120, half to 60. So Ice Wind will do more damage to Hydreigon, but Scald has got the potential to burn it, which would put it into the knockout range. So I'm going to go for a Scald onto the Hydreigon, and I'm going to go for probably a very obvious Protect with Metagross. I think he might just double target the Suicune here. Yeah, he does. Oh, it's Life Orbed. And it knocks it out. Okay, so That's really unfortunate. I mean, like yesterday, we won the first 2 games, but yeah, I quite like this team a little bit more now. You know, I think aside from this, I mean, this last game was ridiculous. So I mean, I think we can just sort of forget this one. But yeah, I'm liking this team a bit more. But we've been going a while, so you know, let's just sort of say goodbye for now. And you know, maybe I'll do some more games with this team at some point. But you know, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye for now.